How did Ryuma become the sword god? That's the question we've been asking ever since we learned about him in the land of Wano. We've been trying to figure it out. We have a lot of hints, but a lot of people still don't believe that he's a sword god and exactly how strong he is. So I'm gonna see exactly all his feats, how that bears against all the characters in the present, and how it did in his time, and see whether he is fit to have the title of the sword god. So first things first, we start off. Ryuma is a legend in the land of Wano. Everyone looks up to him. Shisui, his sword, is a natural treasure for the land of Wano. It's basically the best legacy that the land of Wano has. It's the best samurai that they have. Some people might argue that Odin, but you have to remember, Odin left the land of Wano. He left it to go traveling the sea. Back in Ryuma's time, he was basically the protector of Wano. All the pirates, whoever came, he defeated them. So, and during that time, it was a country, during Wano's country of gold era centuries ago. That was the time that Ryuma was living in. He shaped Wano into the country of gold. They were thriving then, and when Odin was there, even before that, his legacy was still there. They were thriving before Kaido came. But all that's because Odin left. But this one isn't just because Odin left. He's been there the entire time. He was making that country into what we all saw before Kaido came. He made that country. And then we have to, in his mastery of swordsmanship, that under the title of the sword god, you have to be a good swordsman to actually have the title of sword god. One of his probably the most popular feat is slaying a dragon. I mean, Zoro did it in Punk Hazard. I would expect Ryuma to do it really easily. It's said to take him one strike, and similar to how Zoro took him, that's already pretty strong, but he's also a direct ancestor of Ushimaru and Zoro. And we know that those two are very strong, but do we know why they're very strong? We know lineage matters in One Piece. I've seen Garp, Dragon, Luffy. Lineage does matter in One Piece, and it's important to actually think about the lineage. So, Ryuma, Ushimaru, Zoro is the reason why Zoro's the king of hell, or why Zoro is able to wield Shisui so well, because he's a direct descendant of Ryuma. That could be that. Now you actually go to the actual character of Ryuma. He's very similar to Zoro. One of his most beliefs was battle should be what is protected instead of gains. So you should only focus on what you protected. It's not really what Zoro believes. It's something similar to how Fujitora in a battle, try to save the people like actual good person. So he was actually a really good guy, and his philosophy centered around justice and honor. Exactly how Zoro, I've seen his honor for his swordsman to be defeated by Mihawk. We've seen Zoro do all these things, and he just takes these things that Zoro does and just bumps it up another level. He is incredibly strong, and he also believes in the duel to death like Zoro, as he did. He wasn't too sure that Mihawk's stronger than him, what's going to happen, but he was fighting him, and he was ready to die for him. And then we have the actual thing that he has. Ryu probably has advanced conqueror and everything like that. I mean, kind of needed to be a sword god, but he has all that. He is very similar to Zoro, but even with all of this, like exactly how strong he is, I don't know if I can say he's stronger than Mihawk. You have to remember here, Mihawk is super strong, insane master of haki. Otherwise, he won't be able to clash with Shanks. Not Fraud Hawk. I'm anti Fraud Hawk. But then you have all this. Is he stronger than Mihawk? Cause you have to see, he basically does what everything Zoro's doing, and we do expect Zoro to eventually beat Mihawk. But is Ryuma capable of beating Mihawk? So Ryuma right now, I think he's awakened his sword Shitsui like Zoro's done with one of his sword Wado Ichimonji. No, the one of his swords he's done 9 sword style, that one. He's awakened that sword, so it actually awakens what's inside of the sword to 9 sword style. And he's made, and it's probably gonna make all of them into Black Blade. So Zoro's gonna have 3 awakenings. Probably Wado Ichimonji is probably gonna be the strongest one. Enma already basically awakened, but he needs to harness more of his power, and 9 sword style from the other one. So with all those 3, we still think he need one more ability to actually be able to defeat Mihawk. Is the ability that we're talking about, does Ryuma have the ability? I don't know if Ryuma has the ability. We probably won't learn more about it unless something happens, because we already went past the land of Wano, and if Oda wanted to say something about it, he would do it before the land of Wano. We all know Oda. So now we have to think, will he beat Mihawk in a head-to-head fight? Some people might say yes, some people might say no. I think Mihawk's stronger, but Ryuma, he's gonna be stronger than Zoro in terms of all the abilities. Like, he's gonna have a much stronger awakening. Like, this is the end of stories we're talking about. But he lacks the thing that Zoro has, whether it be advanced conquerors or something like that. He's lacking on that, which gives Zoro that slight edge above him to actually defeat Mihawk. But it's completely possible that Ryuma is able to defeat Mihawk, and that he has that slight advantage or the ability we're talking about. It's fully possible that he does have that. So we have to think, Ryuma is a sword god, because whether he's stronger than Mihawk or he's a slightly weaker than Mihawk, he made the land of Wano into what it is right now. He made Ryu very popular. He basically made the land of Wano into this massive, beautiful country. Can he say about that Mihawk or Zoro? Mihawk's been sitting in his chair for his entire life. He hasn't done any of that. So Mihawk can't get the title of the Sword God. But can Zoro eventually get the title of Sword God? I don't think so. He's just a pirate. If he does find the One Piece, it's not necessarily related to swords or anything. It's more of the pirate king way to go. But yeah, so I think Zoro will be stronger than him at the end. Obviously, you have to kind of shonen manga works, but they won't be stronger than the Sword God in terms of their legacy and what they leave behind. So that's why I think that Shimotsuki Ryuma is the one and only Sword God, and that no one will be taking that title from him, even if they're stronger than him. This is the second video we made, back on the streak. If you've been a subscriber to the channel for a long time, we're back in the grind. So I'm gonna keep on pumping out videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.